Zion shall go forth with the word of the Lord. Blessed be he who upholds the Torah. By a heathen so a heart Kuma Adonai Via Husu Oivata Via Nusu Saneka Vipaneka Ki Mitzion Tete Torah Ki Mitzion Tete Torah Utava in the night Mirushalayim Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Elu Israel Elu Shalom. Again, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Again, Baruch Adonai Eloheinu Torah.
Hashem el Moshe, Lemor, Deber el Aharon, ve'amarta Allah, ve'ha'alokta et hanarot elu pnei hamenorah, yiru shabbat hanarot.
When you light the lamp, the 7 lamps shall give light behind the candle.
Gata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Baruch Atah Adonai. Amen.
Our portion concerns many things, but one of the things that so spoke to my heart, and often does, is the teachings about the manna and what the manna represents. And so it says this in Exodus. So we hear about in this Torah portion or in Numbers, but when the manna first appears in Scripture, it's back in Exodus. And it says, and the Lord said to Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, that I may. And the word is test. We often see it as prove in our English translations, whether they will walk in my Torah or not. The people had been complaining, we have nothing to eat. We had things to eat in Egypt. When we were slaves, they forget that part, but they had things to eat. So they're complaining. And even though they're complaining, the Lord says, I'm going to rain down bread from heaven. And that word test, it's Mishkahn. And it also means miracle. It's nes. So when the snakes are biting the people, and the Lord says to put a snake upon a hole, and look up. And when they looked up, they were healed. And that word, when they were looking up at, was called a nes. Nes is miracle. They were looking up. There was a miracle because they were healed, because they were saved. And so that word for test, the Lord is testing them to see, okay, you're gonna gather each morning the amount of manna that you're going to eat for that day, and then on Friday you're going to gather 2 days worth, because on Shabbat you won't be gathering. So those were the commandments that the Lord gave them about the manna, and so He's testing, I suppose, to see if they will follow those, as well as to not keep anything over for the next day, for it would worms, I believe, it would spoil if they kept any, because, and we pray it all the time, give us our day, this day, our daily bread, this day. And that's what this was, the daily bread that they needed. And so in Yeshua it says, can you go down? Oh, hello. Can you go down? From Paul. Yeshua said to them, most assuredly I say to you, Moses did not give you the bread from heaven, even though it's worded as the bread from heaven, Lachem Hashemayim, bread from heaven. That's what the manna was called. But he says, but he did not give you the bread from heaven, but my Father gives you the true bread from heaven, for the bread of God is he who comes down from heaven himself. So Yeshua is saying, I'm the manna, I'm the true manna, and that manna that was on the ground that the Lord gave for sustenance, it was a perfect food. Yeshua is perfect, and it was a perfect food. And I kept saying just the connections, and maybe I saw too much of it, and maybe I'm putting more into this than there is. However, when he says, I am the bread that came down from heaven, I can't help but compare it to that which the Lord brought literally onto the ground to feed the people. So back to that same verse, it says, the Lord said to Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you. So the first time the manna fell was the second month. Okay? So they leave Exodus. They leave from, where do they leave? That's Egypt. They're freed from Egypt on Passover. That's when they leave, right? 1 month later is when the manna fell. Okay? So, Passover, we start to count the Omer when the wheat is waved, the first fruit is waved before the Lord. That's when Yeshua rises. That's the resurrection, right? So this month, and also in this Torah portion, there are men that say, we were unclean for the Passover because we were with a dead body. Because they were with a dead body, they could not celebrate Passover when it occurred in Nisan, in the first month. So Moses said, I will seek the Lord for an answer. And the Lord said, you may celebrate Passover in the second month, which is the month that the manna fell. Okay? So the Lord, we say it sort of like this, there's the first chance again. They miss Passover, you get another chance, but it's really the first chance, because that other chance that you missed, that's erased. He died for all that. This is all covered. So when the second Passover is given, it's in this month that the manna fell. And the manna fell on the 16th of the month, the second month, which is actually the same day, I believe, is when the first fruit is waved in Nisan. If that makes any sense. So the manna falls, the true manna from heaven, has already been resurrected, but because this is the second month, where there's a second Passover, on that day in which, if it's truly the second Passover, then that next day, the 16th, would be the day, that the first fruit was waved, and that's when the manna falls. Just an interesting thing to me. Again, more than anything, just connecting Yeshua to the bread. Can you click? And so it says, when the layer of dew lifted, so that when the manna fell with dew, the word for dew in Hebrew is tal, or like talit, which is a covering. So when the Lord says, you're going to do all these things, you're going to follow my word, and if you do, then I will bring the rain. We have to work for the rain. In other words, okay, we have to follow his word in order. That's what Scripture says. Follow this word, then I will bring you the rain, and then you will have the foods that you need to eat, and your ground will be fertile, and your animals will be well. So we have to work for rain. We don't work for dew. Dew just kind of appears. We don't work. Yeshua does all the work. So with the dew that we don't work for, came the manna, came the bread from heaven. And it's perfect, as he is perfect. And then it says, and the house of Israel called its name manna. So manna means, what is it basically? Because they didn't know what it was, even though Moses does tell the people, so you're going to have quails at night, and in the morning you're going to have bread. They got up that first morning and they still said, what is it? Even though he told them there was going to be bread. Now it didn't look like loaves, it looked like little wafers, but nevertheless, they knew something was going to be different about this day. They said, what is it? Well, there are many that say, who is Yeshua really? Who don't recognize him? Who don't recognize him in each other, perhaps? Who didn't recognize him after the resurrection because there was something different about him, but they didn't recognize, and they didn't recognize what this was. And how often do we not recognize him within others? And it tasted like honey. It says, it's a way for me with honey. To me, that sounds pretty good. I think I would have just, I don't know, maybe not. To me, it seemed like it would be the perfect food, and that we would just eat it. And David compares the word to honey, it was sweeter than honey. So those wafers, the manna, the living word, also tasted like honey. Seems beautiful to me, and yet, can you go ahead? It says that the people went about, gathered it, the manna, ground it on millstones, beat it in the mortar, cooked it in the pan. They changed it, and the Lord allowed that, and maybe it was supposed to be changed, I don't know. But we tend to do that exact thing with the purity, the pure things that the Lord gives us. We change it and form it into what we want it to be. We do that with people, we do that with ideas, we do that with our opinions. So they took that which was the perfect food that the Lord gave them, and they reformed it. And again, maybe they were supposed to reform it, and that's wonderful and fine. But He gives us things that we're not supposed to reform, we're not supposed to do anything with. We're just supposed to receive them as He gives them to us. So Yeshua says, "I'm the living bread which came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread," we are to eat Him. And it's hard to get what the heck does that mean. But once we realize He dwells within us, that goes for us as well. That people are supposed to be nourished by who we are, who we represent, because He is in us. So that same saying that offended some people, you have to eat, you have to drink me, He said. That offended people, that confused people, but it's that same spirit in which we walk this earth, and that we have to remember that's what we're called to be. We're called to be a nourishment for people. So this Torah portion begins with what we read, and it says, when you light the lamps, but really what it says is when you raise the lamps, when you go up. One more. So we're called to do that. We're called to raise the lamp. Somebody's candle may be out completely. Somebody's candle may just be a little flicker. And we can blow that flicker out so easily. We can extinguish a flame so easily. And may we not. Maybe do this. Maybe raise the light. Maybe we realize that we're the nourishment for people. And maybe those, and this was sort of just spoken, but maybe those that think, I'm doing okay, those are the broken ones. The ones that think they're well, the ones that think that they can judge and look at others and think, what's wrong with them? He was despised by men, we read that. He took upon all sin. It doesn't say some, it says all sin. And I didn't commit some yet. I'm going to do that probably, later, tomorrow, whatever. He took all sin upon Himself. That all has a lot to say. There's 3 letters in English. He took it all upon Himself from the beginning. And so if we can look at any one of these beautiful children of the Lord as anything other than beautiful children of the Lord created in His image, and we need to check ourselves.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful faces of Yeshua up in heaven, taken from us way too soon.